And Mr. Clerk, can you have a roll call, please?
Mayor Joseph,
Present.
Vice Mayor Bieneme,
Here.
Councilman Galvin,
Here.
Councilwoman Steril, Councilwoman Keys.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum to proceed.
Thank you very much. Now I'm going to ask everybody to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by invocation by Father Frankie Jean.
Please face the flag. Place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Heavenly Father, as we begin our Mayor Council meeting tonight, we ask your blessing upon all of us. In every age, you have been our refuge, our shelter, O Lord. We thank you for all that we have received from you. We thank you for the peaceful elections that we just had in our city. We thank you for the election of our new mayor, Dr. Smith Joseph. Give him the necessary wisdom that he needs to fulfill his duty as mayor of our city. As we are getting close to Thanksgiving, we are mindful of all your blessings. We ask you to bless our gathering. Let everything we say and do here tonight may serve for the glory of thy name. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. We may be seated. Mr. Manager, before we proceed, do we have any additions or deletions in the agenda?
Yes, I do. Tab F as in Frank.
Okay.
Would be deleted, or I'm pulling that item.
Okay, thank you very much. So we're moving right along with the fourth item on the agenda, which is special presentations. And we are going to ask the council members to come down with me so we can move forward. Okay, before we move forward, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Oscar Brennan in our midst. Right here. I don't know if you want to say a few words of wisdom. Our second guest, should I call you guest? You know, you cannot be a guest in your own home, right? We have our honorable Jean-Moni's team in our midst. You know, he's a commissioner for our District 2, and we all are aware of what happened yesterday. He was re-elected, of course, inaugurated yesterday, and he was elected the chairman of the board. And I'm just going to brag a little bit because, you know, I just can't help it. And I mean, this is history in the making, so we have to brag about history, right? And if you got it, you got to show it, right? So Jean Monnet's team is the first Haitian born, well, Haitian born, right? He was a Haitian, well, commissioner of Haitian descent in Miami-Dade County. the first commissioner, first of all, the first Haitian commissioner, Haitian American, and then the first Haitian American chairman of the board. So this is something to be proud of. And we are happy to have him tonight, and this is my first official meeting. So this is, we're doing a double celebration tonight, double commemoration. And I feel very happy. And this is a guy that I grew up with. Of course, I'm older. I used to be taller. But things, happen and I become shorter. So, and I believe Katia has something to present to Mr. Commissioner and Chairman-elect as well. I'm supposed to read everything you said? Can I have the glasses? Can I have my glasses? When you get to be 18, your eyesight, decreases a little bit. Yeah. So I'm going to ask Mr. Commissioner to please come forward along with his beautiful wife. So we may read. Proclamation from the city of North Miami, Florida. The city of North Miami, Florida is pleased to issue this proclamation in honor of Honorable John Monesteem, Miami-Dade County Commissioner, Chair-elect. Whereas Commissioner Monesteem is a longtime North Miami resident and president of Jacob Monesteem and Associates LLC, a full-service real estate and insurance company located in North Miami. And whereas Commissioner Monesteem is a former councilman and vice mayor of the very city of North Miami, where he was nominated for the Greater North Miami Chamber of Commerce Quality of Life Improvement Award for the year 2003. And whereas Commissioner Monesteem has served on several boards, including the North Miami Mayor's Economic Task Force, the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency, and the Minimum Housing Appeal Board of Miami-Dade County. And whereas Commissioner Monesteem is also a former Miami-Dade County public school teacher, and whereas Commissioner Monesteem was first elected to District 2 Miami-Dade County Board of County Commission on November 2nd, 2010, and consecutively re-elected on November 4th, 2014. After 30 years as a resident of Miami-Dade County, becoming the first, see, I wasn't lying, becoming the first Haitian American to ever serve on this Miami-Dade Board of County Commissioners, representing portions of the city of Miami, North Miami Beach, Opelika, and the unincorporated areas of Liberty City, Biscayne Gardens, and North Dade Central. And whereas the Miami-Dade County Commission made history by unanimously electing Commissioner Monesteem as the first Haitian American chair for the Board of Miami-Dade County Commission. And whereas the city of North Miami commends Commissioner Jean Monesteem on his recent appointment and applauds him for his continuous efforts and dedication in this community. Now, therefore, in consideration of the foregoing, I, Dr. Smith Joseph, Mayor of the City of North Miami, on behalf of the City Council and residents, do hereby proclaim November 25th to be Commissioner Jean Monesteem Day. In the city of North Miami, and urge all citizens to recognize the contribution and accomplishments of Commissioner Jean Monesteem. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of North Miami to be affixed this 25th day of November 24th, 2014. November 25th, 2014. Thank you very much, and enjoy.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to God for the opportunity to be here this evening. For without Him, I wouldn't be here today. And second, my wife and I, we want to say thank you to Mayor Smith Joseph and the great city of North Miami for bestowing this great honor upon us and recognizing us for our service to our community. As I often say, we do what we do because this community has been so good to us. We are a product of Miami-Dade County. We are a product of the city of North Miami. This country is giving so much to us, and it is our responsibility to give some back to it. Indeed, it's all started here in North Miami. This is where we got the taste of service in our blood, and we tasted here, and we like what we felt in terms of serving our people and making sure that we bring resources from government to our community, and that's why we do what we do. And I'm grateful that my colleagues on the Board of County Commissioners feel that it's appropriate that I serve the board as the chair for the upcoming 2 years. So I say thank you to all of you, but not only that it starts here, but what's amazing about what I'm going to be about to do for the next 2 years, and that's what I look forward to every day when I come home, is that after we make all the big decisions and feel that we're so powerful, and I would get home and my wife would tell me to go wash the dishes and to go sweep the floor, and that's the reality I want to be a part of, and that would keep me what I do, because at the end of the day, when everybody's telling me that I can do so much, I'm capable of so much, at the end I realize that, you know what, not really, until she says so. So I thank my wife for allowing me to do what I do, because at the end of the day, it's painful sometimes, because the long hours that we have to work and service to our people. And I want to take this moment to acknowledge every member of the City Council for their presence and for their support, and Senator Brennan. And I say thank you for being here, and thank you for your service to our community. So, well, please, nobody should call me before January 1st. I don't take office until then. But I came here knowing that, that's true, that's true. I came here thinking that I was going to partake in the first meeting being led by our newly elected mayor. But this is a great surprise, and I say thank you to you, and we look forward to working with you. You're no longer a great goalkeeper as you used to, but I think you're a phenomenal medical doctor, and thank you for your service to our community. So thank you for being here tonight. Thank you. And allow me to say happy Thanksgiving to all of us. And it's going to be a moment to share what you have with others who don't have, because some of us have plenty and some of us don't have any. And please don't throw food away this coming Thursday. Make sure you share it with someone else. Thank you. God bless you.
At this time, we will recognize the North Miami Senior High School football team. Okay. Along with the head coach Ed Williams. Please come forward. And also, I would like to invite the principal, Alberto. Is it Iber or Iber? Iber. Hmm? The whole team, please come forward. The pioneers, come on. Actually, I envy these guys because I wasn't tough enough when I was a kid to play football, American football. The recognition says that North Miami Senior High School varsity football team, in recognition of the North Miami Senior High School varsity football team for 2 consecutive years as District 13-8A championships. Congratulations on your hard work and dedication, which has driven you to postseason play in 2013 and 2014, an achievement last accomplished actually back in 1991. It hasn't been done since 1991. So let's go Pioneers. Presented on November 25th, 2014. Congratulations, sir. Make sure you score a goal for me. Who's the quarterback? All right. What do I give this to? Come forward. Okay. Also, before we take the picture, I'm going to ask Mr. Clerk to please come forward and make a special remark as well.
Thank you very much. For those who don't know, I played Pioneer football from 2001 and on. And there's a special individual that's in the building. We have to ask him to come up because he literally laid the groundwork for North Miami football. I played when he played football. He was drafted. Well, he went to University of Kentucky after playing football in North Miami as a Pioneer. And then he was signed as an undrafted free agent for the Cincinnati Bengals. And he actually played in the NFL, and he played on the football team. So we want to ask Glenn Holt, he's an NFL football player, former. Let's acknowledge him. And then we have a great program today because of players like him. And he actually made it to the league, and he made it to the NFL and became a remarkable role model. And we can all look up to Mr. Glenn Holt. So we want to join you in this picture.
I don't know why Mr. Councilman Scott Galvin is so shy tonight. I was just informed that he actually is the one who's the sponsor for this recognition. So please come forward and. All right, Scott. These are lapel pens.
I'll be very brief. Obviously, I'm a product of North Miami schools. I went to Gratney Elementary, Thomas Jefferson Junior High School, and of course I graduated the class of 1986 from the great North Miami High. And it was really a proud moment for me to see the Pioneers accomplish what they've done on the field the last couple of years. It's been a long time, a lot of trials and tribulations for many, many years at Pioneers. Of course, your relatives, Reggie and Alan, and I all went to school together. It's just really, really great to see these young men accomplish so many great things on the field, not only for themselves, but for the entire city of North Miami. Quarterback Hilton Joseph, for those of you who don't know, tore up the record books here in North Miami and probably throughout all of Dade County. I think he finished, if I'm not mistaken off the top of my head, I think I saw the Herald reported you finished the season with 29 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions. So we're just really, really proud of these young men, and we're looking forward to seeing them on Thanksgiving Day in 2 days. They will be the grand marshals of our Thanksgiving parade. And I think we've got some lapel pins here. Coach, do you want to say something? on the spot.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm not a speaking person, but definitely want to take this opportunity to thank the mayor, thank Mr. Galvin as well, and obviously the support of the whole city of North Miami. As mentioned, these guys do work hard. We've actually, I just finished my third season, so last year we finished 9-1 and won a district championship and beat NMB. This year we finished 9-1 again, and we beat NMB again, Mr. Senator. And I'll also add in, we do have amongst you, we have like 4 guys that will be participating in the Nike Miami-Dade All-Star Game, which is Mr. Hilton Joseph, Tavares Harris, and James Bell. Then we have Victor Sams. All right, so those guys will most likely make first team All-Dade as well. So, all right, but once again, thank you for your support and everything that you're doing, and go Pioneers.
Everybody behind the team. I think there is one more. Okay. We don't have time. All right. The third certificate goes in honor of National Diabetes Awareness Month. As you all know, with diabetes is a comorbid disease that is very rampant in our country. Today, we have about 30 million children and adults that are living with diabetes in the U.S. And I don't know why we are only celebrating diabetes for 1 month. When people with diabetes, they get stuck every day, 2, 3, 4 times a day, depending on the severity of their disease. So, but we are celebrating it this month, and we are giving this award to Aventura Hospital and Medical Center, a diabetes outpatient program. I don't know who's going to come. And we have Miss Lorna Kernison, who's going to receive this. This award is being presented to Aventura Hospital and Medical Center, a diabetes outpatient program in honor of Diabetes Awareness Month, for the great work that you have done in the community in an effort to abate this disease that is very rampant in our country. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, the last one for tonight is a certificate of recognition in honor of National Adoption Month. And this month, the city of North Miami also recognizes the National Adoption Month. National Adoption Month was first proclaimed in this country by President Bill Clinton in 1995. However, it was first recognized as a National Adoption Week by President Ronald Reagan in 1984. And we are presenting this award tonight. I believe it's Miss Susan Levine who's going to receive it. Oh, you're right behind me. Okay, this certificate is given to you in honor of National Adoption Month, in recognition of all the hard work that you have done in seeing to it that every child gets a home. Thank you very much. Okay, our next item on the agenda is we are going to have Mr. Manager to please come with the city events and hurricane preparedness information.
I'd like to call Pam Solomon to give us an update on the city events.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening to everyone here with us in the council chambers and to our viewers at home on NoMi TV 77 and live stream on the internet. I'd like to share with you a few of our upcoming events as we round out the month of November and head into the festive month of December. Tomorrow afternoon, it's part of an annual tradition that the Greater North Miami Chamber of Commerce hosts a luncheon with the keynote speaker as our mayor. Tomorrow, of course, we are featuring Mayor Dr. Smith-Joseph as the keynote speaker. This is an opportunity for the community and the business community to come out and meet and greet Mayor Joseph, hear the State of the City address as given by him tomorrow afternoon, 12 noon at the Miami Shores Country Club. Once again, that's the Greater North Miami Chamber of Commerce luncheon. So there is a ticket cost to attend. Tickets are $25 per person, and you must RSVP to the North Miami Chamber office at 305-891-7811. On Thursday, Thanksgiving morning, November 27th, we are proud to present our 40th annual Winter National Thanksgiving Day Parade right through the heart of downtown North Miami. We kick off at 10 a.m. from Northeast 6th Avenue and go along Northeast 125th Street to 12th Avenue. We encourage our residents and visitors to come pick a seat curbside nice and early so you get a great seat to watch the parade. We do have broadcast and announcing areas at Northeast 6th Avenue and 10th Avenue, as well as here on 8th Avenue, we're featuring radio personality Roxy Romeo from 103.5 The Beat, as well as we have a special guest, Grammy Award-winning artist Marlo Rosado, who was here for our Grand Fiesta Hispanic Heritage Month event, and he's back with us to announce our parade. On Northeast 10th Avenue, we feature 103.5 The Beat on the street. They have prizes and giveaways leading up to the parade, so it's a fun family atmosphere on 10th Avenue as well. And Northeast 6th Avenue, we have DJ Lumani announcing the parade, always engaged with our community. So come out, it's a free event, a wonderful family tradition. If you haven't seen the Winter National Parade, we invite you to start a new holiday tradition with your family. On Thursday and Friday, we are closed for the Thanksgiving holiday, but we do have our Jazz at Mocha. It's a long-standing tradition, South Florida's longest-standing free outdoor jazz concert series is Jazz at Mocha. Friday, November 28th at 8 p.m. here in the Mocha Plaza, we are featuring Leon Foster Thomas. He's a unique force in modern jazz. and also whose mastery of the steel pan allows him to connect with audiences on an emotional level. He gives a great show. It's a free show. And once again, that concert is at 8 p.m. For more information, you can contact MoCA at 305-893-6211. Also, speaking of MoCA, we have our opening reception for Shifting the Paradigm, the Art of George Edozi. It's part of the Art Basel Miami Beach series that will open next Tuesday, December 2nd from 7 to 9 p.m. North Miami residents are complimentary. You are MoCA members as a resident of North Miami. You just need to contact MoCA to RSVP your attendance for the opening reception. It is an exciting time to visit MoCA as part of the Art Basel series, and this artist, George Edozi, is a Nigerian artist that uses textiles, so it's a very exciting show. We invite you to contact MoCA 305-893-6211 or visit MoCA at the web at mymoca.org. On Wednesday, December 3rd, we have a Brownfield Redevelopment Informational Workshop from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It will be held at the Griffin Center, which is located at 12220 Griffin Boulevard. And this is part of a public workshop that the city's Community Planning and Development Department is hosting regarding to give more information on the city's first brownfield redevelopment site, Rux Park, which is located at Northeast 5th Avenue and 137th Street. A brownfield is an environmentally contaminated site that is eligible for grant opportunities and economic incentives for site cleanup and development. For details, we encourage you to contact our Community Planning and Development Department at 305-893-6511, extension 12139. On Thursday, December 4th, we are hosting our annual Light Up North Miami event. That's right here at the MoCA Plaza next door to City Hall at 6 p.m. And this is our opportunity to celebrate the holiday season. It's our annual tree lighting in the plaza. We have live music and entertainment, refreshments, and more. For more information, you can visit our website, northmiamifl.gov/celebrate. On Saturday, December 6th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., our North Miami Police Department, along with Miami-Dade County Commissioner Sally Heyman and the Miami-Dade County Police Department, as well as North Miami Councilman Scott Galvin, are hosting the Safer Communities Gun Buyback. These are events that are hosted throughout Miami-Dade County by Safer Communities. It's an organization that with an intent to take guns off of the street. The gun buyback is 100% anonymous. Guns should be disarmed and shall be located in the trunk of the vehicle. The buyback will take place at Biscayne Landing Sales Center, which is located at 15045 Biscayne Boulevard. Participants will receive a gift card worth up to $200. The event is open to the public and is not open to commercial gun dealers. For more information, you can contact Safer Communities at 305-940-9980. On Sunday, December 7th, Councilwoman Maria Lansteril is hosting her 10th annual Holiday Toy Celebration. That will take place at Kiwanis Park, located at 12100 Northwest 16th Avenue from 3 to 5:30 p.m. The entire North Miami community is invited to celebrate the spirit of the holiday season at this event that features games, activities, and a toy giveaway from a very special guest that lives in the North Pole. And that takes us up to the next council meeting, so I won't go on into the full month of December, but for more information on any of our upcoming events, please log on to northmiamifl.gov/celebrate for all of the details. Thank you.
I'd like to present Dr. Luman Claude on hurricane update.
Good evening, everyone. As we know, we are at the end of the hurricane season, November 31st. That's the last council meeting we will be reporting on hurricane. We are so far blessed. We do not have a hurricane, and we expect to continue to be blessed and not have one. And as I said, every council meeting, we are as prepared as we can be if something happens, and invite all the residents to be ready and prepared if we have to respond to any hurricane.
Is there any addition, Mr. Manager?
Uh, the only thing is that I'll be presenting as a prelude to the State of the City address, probably a 5-minute presentation at the end as part of my report.
Thank you very much. Now we move to the consent agenda. Can I have a motion?
Mr. Mayor, just real quick. No city project?
No.
Oh.
No updates in this.
No updates. Okay, now can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move to approve. Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any note to be recorded?
Yes, Mayor. For the record, pass 5-0. Tab J is our next tab. Motion was made by Councilman Galvin, seconded by Councilwoman Sterrian for the record. Okay, tab J, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to execute a settlement agreement in the litigation matter of Museum of Contemporary Art, Inc., v. City of North Miami, case number 14-008991CA30, for the full and final settlement of all claims and demands in connection with this action, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Move approval.
Second?
Okay, public hearing is now open. Whoever wishes to be heard, you can come to the mic. Okay, public hearing is now closed. Is there any motion on tab J?
There is a
Yeah.
motion,
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor. I'll just
No,
have a question.
any discussion?
I just have a question for the city attorney. Recently, you sent an email to us regarding a litigation between Mocha and the insurance company. Does that have anything to do with the city before we vote on this item?
Not directly. However, to go into more details, as you're aware, there is a directors and officers insurance policy anytime a board serves for a nonprofit organization. That directors and officers insurance policy is paid by the organization. So in this case, MOCA paid for directors and insurance policy to cover any acts, negligence acts of a director. As a result of this lawsuit, the board filed a claim against the insurance policy. They went on further to file a lawsuit against the insurance company because the company failed to pay out the claim. So at this point, there is a lawsuit pending in federal court between the board on behalf of MOCA against the insurance company. That it is not directly relevant to the lawsuit with MOCA versus the city that we're discussing today. However, it is obviously relevant in terms of how this insurance policy issue is going to be resolved. And we are working on that to make sure that the MOCA's interests are going to be protected.
So that if we voted on this resolution tonight, so it has nothing to do with the lawsuit. That's what I mean. I just want to be clear on the record that we settling on something totally different than, because I do receive some phone calls requesting why we settle while the board is actually suing MOCA, which I know that I talked to you, so I just want to go on record. If we voted on the settlement tonight, that does not reflect any other, I mean, it has nothing to do with the lawsuit. So this item right now is sort of
it's indirectly. It's independent, but it's not completely independent. There are some, because it deals with the insurance policy for MOCA, so it has some relevance, but it does not preclude this council from entering into a settlement agreement.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Chair. How do you know?
I have one comment about the settlement. I was reading it, And in one of the points, I noticed that there is an agreement that the board will return certain pieces of art to a third party, right? Is it gonna go to a third party?
No, it's going to go, well, if you're talking about ICA, the Institute of Contemporary Art, that is the organization that the board has created. So it is, that is the party that you may be referring to. So it is ICA that's going to be receiving the art pursuant to the terms of the agreement.
Well, what I understand is that our accreditation, the accreditation
Yes.
is going to be contingent upon
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, these pieces are going to be held somewhere, and that only if and only if MOCA would need them for accreditation, that's when they would be returned to us.
Right. At no point will MOCA's accreditation be compromised. So if in the distribution of the art, and the MOCA seeks its accreditation from the American Alliance of Museums, and somehow, because of the settlement, it's somehow impacted negatively, then the settlement will be undone and we'll go back to the status quo, go back to where we are today. It was very imperative that we made sure that MOCA's viability would not be negatively impacted by any settlement agreement. And so those are the terms of the agreement.
My problem with the clause is that it didn't specify with how long would they have to return those pieces should we become deficient in the criteria to become reaccredited. We didn't tell them how long we give them to return those pieces so that we could move ahead. Is it within a week, 2 weeks, 3 months, a year?
Well, whatever. So the accreditation is a process. It's not just like overnight, right? So part of the settlement agreement includes conversations with the AAM. It includes to ensure that they are on board with exactly what we're doing. So once we get a sense that there is some sort of issue with what happens, and remember, this is going to be a 2-year process with respect to the art distribution. It's not going to be overnight. So by 2016, when MOCA receives its accreditation again, that issue should be resolved. However, if for some reason it's not, and for some reason MOCA's accreditation is at stake, then the entire process will be undone.
Mr. Mayor, if you...
Yeah, but we shouldn't leave it up to them to decide. Once we notify them that we need these pieces, how long do they have to return these pieces to us?
It's going to be immediately.
No, but you didn't say that in
well,
the
just add it.
settlement.
I think what the mayor says that to just actually add that language.
If we're going to give them a week, specify a week, 2 months, whatever time that we're going to give them to return them, put it on the settlement.
Okay, no problem.
Right?
Ready to settle.
Any comment from the council?
No, I want to thank City Attorney Regine Monestein for all the work that she and her staff put into this, outside counsel for all the work that they put into this. This obviously has dragged on very publicly for nearly a year and has eaten up a lot of your time. So thank you for all of your diligent work to make sure that we've reached this moment.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And I don't think it would be fair for us to go ahead and put a cap on this without hearing at least for 1 or 2 minutes from our famous Sorbonne graduate, followed by Harvard graduate, I believe, from beautiful country of Senegal. I would like to hear from our director, Babacar, before we put a cap on this, if you have a few words to say. It's okay to clap.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council member, as Councilman Galvin indicated, it has been a very long process. But length doesn't matter when it comes to safeguarding an institution. That is, the role of MOCA
in the future of this city, worth that we put the work that the city manager and the city attorney have put in. Now, of course, within the final settlement, there are ambiguities. To what extent those ambiguities do not constitute a hindrance to the future viability of the institutions remains to be clarified in terms of our reaccreditation. The city attorney has worked closely with the American Alliance of Museums. Now, the only problems that we are foreseeing are related to the process of reaccreditation. MoCA has been nominated the museum #1 in the United States last year. While that in itself is a major milestone, but it also raises the bar for reaccreditation. At the level of the programs, the publications, we are confident. Our only fear right now is that perhaps those ambiguities in the final text to be clarified. If and when reaccreditation arises and that our memory collections are put into question by the American Alliance of Museums, what will be our city attorney's strategy that she could build in the settlement so that when we got to that point, we will not be put in a position that we will have to depend on the goodwill of our colleague on the other side. There is nothing today that will say that if the memory collections, part of the memory collection that is fundamental to reaccreditation, no matter what other people said, if there is not a clause that is clear and defined, so that if that is the only reason why we will lose the accreditation, that we have put safeguard. Otherwise, everything, every difference has been narrowed. We will wish them well once we cover ourselves on that. I thank you.
Thank you very much. So there is no more discussion, Mr. Bien-Aimé?
No, I'm okay, and I'm so grateful that we're going to put this case to rest. We have been working on it for quite some time, and now one thing was extremely important for us is that MoCA, the Museum of Contemporary Art, stay in North Miami and stay in North Miami as a museum. And I wish the board good luck. And I think art is about appreciation. The decision that we are making tonight, it's show our appreciation and for the art industry. And we hope MoCA gonna move forward, and we hope the board gonna move forward for the betterment of the art industry. That's what I think. We have a motion, and it's been seconded.
It's been seconded?
Yes, by me.
There is no more discussion?
I'd just like to thank staff, our attorney, our outside attorneys, our director, Babakar. You all have worked really long, hard hours. I think you came to a very good settlement, good resolution, and I think we have our museum back intact, so thank you all.
So all is in favor of approving the settlement, say yea.
Yeah.
Aye.
Nay? No nay to be recorded? Nay?
Item passes 5-0. Just for the record, the motion was made by Councilman Galvin, seconded by Vice Mayor Bieneme. Item passed 5-0. Tab K, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, appointing new board members to the Board of Trustees of the Museum of Contemporary Art, Inc., pursuant to a settlement agreement between the city of North Miami and former Board of Trustees styled as Museum of Contemporary Art, Inc., v. City of North Miami, case number 14-008991 CA 30, and in accordance with Chapter 2, Article 3 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Move to approve tab K.
Second.
Not public hearing. Public hearing is now open. To approve the board. Public hearing is closed.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Please. Are we calling this the board, or are we giving this a special name? We discussed.
I was talking. That was part of my discussion earlier. I think that we should call it a transitional board for a certain period of time until which we can decide how we're going to move forward in restructuring the permanent board.
And my other questions are, we have a certain amount. How many more members are we allowed? We discussed today the requirement of citizens, residents, a certain number being on the board. If this is transitional, I'd like you to come back to us by the next meeting and give us maybe the rules and some guidelines as to whether we should be looking into new board members. Yeah. And if they are residents, do they still have the monetary requirement?
Mr. Manager has that information, I believe.
Sure. As part of the settlement agreement, the prior board will be resigning. In discussions, with the new direction of the museum and moving forward, and the new branding with our new director, Mr. Mbao, the transitional board will be in place for a 3-month period. During that time, we will also address some of the changes that is required for the new or the incoming board for incidences that just recently occurred, not to occur in the future. I'll be working with the city attorney to address these issues, and that's the reason we are actually terming it the transitional board for MOCA.
So you're going to come back to us at some point in the next few weeks so we can firm up our new rules. The council, though, is still the body that appoints the board members of MOCA.
That's correct.
Okay.
Each council member has two
appointees.
Two appointees.
Okay. So have we appointed anybody yet? I mean, we have transitional boards. Have I appointed 2 people?
No, this is what this item is, for you to appoint board members.
Okay, but did I get 2 appointments, or are these all at large?
Well,
there's supposed to be 2 each.
And how many? We have 12 members?
So it would be 10. It would be 2 of each, so it would be 10.
3, 4, 5, 10. So we have 10 members. Okay. We're not going to appoint anybody else.
Well, that's
in the future. I mean,
so we might, but that's tonight. At least we're putting a board.
Yeah, tonight you're putting a board in place. In the future, then the board the board of trustees would nominate other board members, and that's how the board would increase.
The board will pick their own.
Correct, but the council has 2 board members each, one of which must be a resident, a North Miami resident.
And
by law, you can have, the board is 15 to 35. Making sure that also the relationship of the city to the board will be clarified so that we will avoid the mistake we have made in the previous contract between the city and the board. So the language has to be clear. The council have to appoint the 2 board members based on the criteria of a museum board of trustees. These may be a little bit different from
Advisory board.
appointing a board to a member to another board, because it has some financial requirements that perhaps citizen may feel burdened if a council member decide to select them or to appoint them, and they may not be willing to say no, but that the financial burden perhaps may be a little bit heavy to carry on their shoulder.
Okay.
So we have 15 board members. We had organized as a committee to form a committee to explore the creation of a board. We cannot apply for grant as far as we don't have that board set up. So while it is not very urgent, but as the grant seasons are approaching, it will be perhaps imperative to pay attention to that.
Okay, thank you.
So this item, we need to have a motion to amend it.
I have
We already
another
have a
question
motion.
before.
I
I have a
make a
question.
You did?
Sure.
Yeah, we open it for discussion and
Okay, go ahead.
before. Now, when we vote, we're gonna automatically appoint
The list.
the
The
previous
15
temporary,
previous-
the 15 people.
Correct, that's correct.
And we're still gonna be able to appoint 10 members, add to it.
No, but-
No,
No.
each council member has 2 appointments.
Okay.
That's it.
Then those 2 appointments are part of the 15.
Are the 2 appointments are there?
Yeah.
They should be, yes. You should have,
You have 15, including 10 from the council
Yeah.
here.
Mm-hmm.
well, you have, each of you has two
We understand
members.
that, but I'm
This list was of the committee members. They were not board members. And so you could have as many number of members for the committee. So there was no limitation. So this list, I don't know whether the manager intended that for you to pull 10 from this list, but each of you have, according to
We
your
understand
ordinance,
that,
2.
but by voting tonight, we're automatically gonna appoint those 15 members
That's correct.
Yeah, if we want
when
to.
we don't know who are there.
No,
It's part of your package.
no, by voting
understand.
tonight, we will simply be voting an absolute board, but not the actual members.
Members.
Not the actual members. Now, we can choose to keep them. It's the
Yes.
board, it's the body that's going to be
Exactly, not the
voted on.
name, not related to the name.
May I?
We are voting to get a board,
Yes.
but when it comes to the members, we may come up with different names out of that list. Regine is,
Regime.
I can only tell you what's in the ordinance.
I-
The ordinance says that you have 2 members each
So,
what you asking me to approve now?
to approve
The list of members.
the list of,
Committee members.
there are 15 names from the committee. Each of you have 2 appointees
From that list?
from that list or from anywhere else.
Okay.
Because you're not limited to this list. You understand?
Let's see, we vote. We have 15 members, right? That automatically gonna be appointed. Those 15 names. No? Can we
No.
change it at any time?
You can change it. You can change
That's
it.
what I'm asking
Absolutely.
you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
You're not
okay.
bound to this 15. These
Oh.
are the 15 that were on the committee.
Okay,
So
that
you're not
board gonna
bound
be, is it gonna be the same requirement as the,
Yes.
all the board that,
members.
at any time we can change members? Based on the resolution that we
based on,
pass?
based on the ordinance.
On the
Yeah.
ordinance.
Yes,
that we
based on the
pass.
ordinance.
Okay, we always can change it at any time.
The members?
The members?
Your board members, the
Yeah,
board
the 2.
members that you appoint.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Your appointees, you could change at
At
any
any
time.
time.
Yes.
Yeah, but what I wanted to add to this tab is the fact that it's going to be a transitional.
right.
Unless,
you know,
unless there is probable cause. If a board
No, no.
has been appointed, the board is appointed for the term ascribed by the mandate. If we said in our constitution of our board of trustees, board members shall be elected for 2 years, unless there is probable cause to remove that board, the council member who appointed those boards cannot remove them, at least within the context of museum board.
If I understand, this board is not doesn't have the same regulation as the city boards. No.
The board of trustees is a board of government. They govern the museum. If you elect this, you have 35 board members. Within those 35 board members, after you appointed your members, they will get together and put the MOCA Executive Board of Trustees, electing their chairmen. We are preparing right now the booklet of orientation for board members. But the law has to say for how long a board member
Which
is
law are you talking about?
appointed.
The city law or
No, the general
museum?
understanding of board of museum.
Okay, that's what I want to.
If it would agree that the board shall be elected board members are elected on 2 years. For example, in the case of MOCA, the outgoing board within the text were appointed for a period of 2 years, automatically renewable.
I understand that, Madam City Attorney.
Thank you, Babakar.
And is it correct that we're going to appoint that board, and that board is not regulated by the same law that govern in regular boards?
Okay. So each board operates a little differently. Most of them are governed by your ordinance, right? So there's an ordinance under Division 2, which is entitled Board of Trustees of the North Miami Museum of Contemporary Art, which describes who these board members are. It describes that there is established a board of trustees, that there's a minimum of 11, a maximum of 31. One board member shall be a city employee, which is the director. It talks about the criteria, knowledge and demonstration of the museum, the ability and knowledge of service to museums. It talks about their duties. With respect to what Mr. Mbao mentioned about removal, any member may be removed by a majority of the city council. You don't need probable cause. That used to be in the former. That was in the former ordinance, but that was amended, if you recall, last year. And so now it's just by the majority, and the board member does have an opportunity to express their disagreement or agreement. So it's going to be
code of ordinance.
It's going to be governed by the code of ordinances as well as the bylaws.
Okay.
So because it's a separate 501c3, there are bylaws that dictate how a board obligations are under that particular organization. And then, as Babakar mentioned, there's museum policies and procedures that also dictate how a board governs a particular museum. So there's kind of layers. There's the ordinance, there's the bylaws, and then there's museum policies. Now, he mentioned also agreement. So in the with the previous Board of Trustees, if you recall, there was a management agreement. Well, that's something that the administration has to figure out. Are you going to have a new management agreement with this new board? Are you not going to have a management agreement? What's going to be the relationship between the board and the museum? And so those are the things that as MOCA takes shape, there's going to be new policies that you're going to have to put in place, that MOCA is going to have to put in place to kind of describe and exactly how this board is going to govern.
Well, Madam Attorney, I think I can sense a clash here tonight because Mr. Director presents a concern about how this board should be dealt with in terms of removal, should there be any problems. And he mentioned that there are some other bodies that do regulate the members, of the board. And I didn't have this kind of information, and we are presented with this item with a list of names whom I became aware of, not too long ago. So, Mr. Mayor, I don't think I am ready tonight to vote on this until we really sit down and get to a final consensus as to where we're going with this and what we're getting into. Because we don't want to make history repeated.
Absolutely.
Okay? I think we should table this item.
So you want to retable it
Mr.
to
Mayor,
May?
Mr. Mayor, if you allow me,
Go ahead. Go
instead
ahead.
of table the item, I don't know how that will play a role on moving forward. MOCA, especially we're gonna have Art Basel, we have people that actually willing to donate, and we have grants to apply. I would suggest that, as you mentioned earlier, that we actually make it as a temporary board while we actually, you feel more comfortable about making it a temporary
Through the
board.
mayor, that's the reason why we are terming it a transitional board, with MOCA moving forward to the next 4 months. Within that period, we're going to change the rules, the management agreement, the ordinance, and all the compliance that is required for the museum moving forward. This is the reason why I suggested the board that we are
Transitional.
setting up is going to be a transitional board.
The
of
rebranding,
trustees
rebranding of the
and
MOCA.
also the rebranding of MOCA moving forward.
But the reason why I say to table it is because after hearing Mr. Director speak, it seems that the term transitional cannot even apply. Once you get into the relationship with the board, then you have to have probable cause, for you to.
No.
Am I misunderstanding?
Yeah, no. What I was saying that was the former ordinance. That was the ordinance that was under the previous board.
Previous, yeah.
But last year, this council amended the ordinance so that the council can remove board members without having the probable cause.
Okay.
So if we, as the mayor suggested, appoint these 15 folks as our transitional board tonight, you can go forward with grants, go forward with Art Basel, and then in a couple of months we can come back and sort of hash out who's appointed to who and who's all of that finer detail.
Correct.
Beautiful.
Right, Mr. Director?
I amend,
Okay.
I make the motion with the amendment.
With the
Did
amendment.
we already, the transition?
Yeah, we already
No,
have.
no.
I just wanted to be read in the record as a
Okay.
transitional board,
Okay.
Yeah.
and for a period of 4 months.
For 4 months or 90 days?
And the motion was made by Councilwoman Sterling, and it was already seconded by Galvin. Are we gonna?
With the
With,
amendment.
With the
With the
amendments.
amendments.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. You want roll call vote or mayor?
Yeah, you can do roll call.
Okay. Vice Mayor Bieneme,
Yes.
Councilman Galvin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys,
Yes.
Councilwoman Steril,
Yes.
Mayor Joseph.
Yes.
Item passes 5-0. Tab L, proposed resolution of mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving an interest-free loan from the city of North Miami to the North Miami Museum of Contemporary Art, MOCA, in the amount of $500,000 to help maintain current operations at MOCA, with the amount to be reimbursed to the city within the next 2 years from the loan date, and further authorizing the city manager to do all things necessary to effectuate said loan, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
So move.
Second.
Public hearing is open for whomever wishes to be heard.
Esther Blinn, 1990 Northeast 118th Road. I am a bit concerned about the repayment plan for a city museum that's in transition. And if they're unable to do so, to repay it while they build up new programs and continue old programs, I feel that's a very short period of time. And with all that the city and the city council has gone through and the litigation, I feel that you might want to reconsider a payment plan that is more realistic. I think that's a heavy burden to put on a new museum director, a new board of, well, even a transitional board of trustees, and then there's, no matter what we say in real life, even though you've reached a settlement, you know what they say about settlement agreements, all parties are equally unhappy. So there's more to come in negotiating all of that and fine tuning it. And I, as a member of the community whose family, particularly former Councilman Blinn, that was his special interest for the 14 years of service. And I feel, and I know, because I kind of consulted with him, that that's a heavy burden to place on such a newly formed group. So that's, I wish you would consider lengthening the term of the loan.
Good evening. William Prevotel, 11950 North Bay Shore Drive. I'd like to second my support for the museum and second the support of having this fund granted. I agree also that that's a short time frame for paying this back. I'm hoping that it's written as a $500,000 grant or loan, but I would like to think of it possibly as a line of credit where maybe not the entire amount is available immediately, but maybe they draw from a $500,000 line as needed and have a little bit longer period of time to repay it back. I think it's critical that the city at this time, at this juncture, shows support for the museum every way it can. It's a very high-profile event that's coming up. We really want the museum to get back on the best footing. It's very important that we show complete support for the museum, not reckless support, but every bit of support that we can provide. So I appreciate considering slight modifications to this and passing. Thank you.
Public hearing is still open. Public hearing is now closed. Where are we again? This is tab L. Any comments?
I would. I appreciate the comments of both Mr. Prevotel and Mrs. Blinn. I like the idea of a line of credit. I think that's excellent if it's something we can do. So we don't just turn around and give $500,000 to MoCA, but let them draw on it as needed. And I also agree, I looked at the 2 years. I don't want to just give it to MoCA, but where is the income, the projected income in the next 2 years of $500,000 that they're going to be able to pay us back?
As part of the board and setting up the new board, there's going to be fundraisers, there's going to be programming, loans. This funding is actually to memorialize the upcoming event, which is the Art Basel, and actually spending for that event. It's a very costly event, and in moving the museum forward, actually it's supposed to be a budget amendment, which we are trying to do here, but instead of giving general fund directly into MoCA's operation, what we are trying to do is to give them a loan. Maybe what we can do, I suggest, instead of a 2-year period, we can extend it to a 4-year period, you know, to continue the operations with MoCA.
And do they need to spend the $500,000
Actually,
now?
it's not going to be spent all at once. There's going to be requirements on the spending, but this is for continued operations of MoCA, especially with the upcoming Art Basel event.
So can we do a line of credit where we keep a little bit of control over the purse strings as how it's spent?
Can be done.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I like the onus on them being really quick in 2 years to pay it back. Obviously, if 2 years go by and they've not fulfilled it all, maybe we have another conversation. But I don't think this community can be expected to underwrite a museum to the extent we maybe have in the past, and it should be up to the board of directors to make it rain, so to speak. If you go to the PAM, if you go to the other museums around town, the Bass, their board is making significant money happen. It's not taxpayers that are underwriting everything. So I'd like to see us go in that direction. So I say we keep it at 2 years, and in 2 years, if they haven't paid it all back yet for some reason, reevaluate the situation. But at least they know the pressure is on. They can't just lollygag.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I support Councilman Scott Galvin with keep it to 2 years. But another thing, that's why it's very important for us as a board to be conscious about whom that we choose to put on the board of directors. So this is not an advisory board, and as we know, MoCA has been raised a lot of money, and this is a museum that run with what, millions of dollars.
Millions, actually,
So
it's about 3.2
right
million.
now, to tell you the truth, I don't know any one of my friends, if I actually put it on the board, will raise $1 million a year for MOCA. So we have to be very sensitive and very, very careful about not going with the recommendation of either our directors or the board of directors that will be giving us to put on the board. So keep in mind that we need people that can raise money. Other than that, either that we won't have a museum anymore, or we're going to end up funding the museum, which I have no intention of doing. Thank you.
Mr. Councilman Bien-Aimé?
And I don't know, we don't have any amendment to the item, and I heard Councilwoman Keys talking about a line of credit instead of a loan, and I want to hear from Mr. Babakar, and
Babakar?
it won't be a problem. Is it, will you prefer a loan, or you don't mind if it's a line of credit?
Well, right. If you look at the funding, an analysis of the funding of MOCA, you will realize that among the $3.5 million is the operating budget of MOCA. Among the $3.5 million, including the city's contribution in terms of infrastructure and part of the salaries and other expenses amounting to $1.5 million. The grant, and this is where the Board of Trustees is going to be critical. Already we have received from the state the contract for application of the grant. We've met with the Miami-Dade Cultural Affairs. That also is from Mr. Michael Springs. The sine qua non conditions for us to be able to go back to those previous funding level that was coming from the county and the state. So 2 years is very short in the sense that $500,000 to do an exhibition, an international exhibition. Last year, for example, Basel MOCA, the city manager has the numbers, was $850,000 for Art Basel alone. We are functioning with $500,000 from August to June 2015.
Wow.
But at the same time, we will have also to apply for all these grants coming. So while the 2 years period is very short, very narrow, and will make us focus on just cutting costs to be able to reimburse. So quality of the exhibitions, quality of the education program particularly, yes, those are going to suffer if we have to focus on reimbursing 2 years, focalizing all what we do, cutting costs to be able to reimburse.
But do you mean it doesn't matter if it's a line of credit or just a loan to put the money available to you? It doesn't matter? The term is more important for you?
Right, no, we prefer even the line of credit because we believe that there has to be an integrated system of monitoring taxpayers' money. So therefore, we don't want really to be taking this money and then manage it ourselves. No, every single expense that we will be doing, we will send the invoice to the city manager.
Okay. That's been
So
a friendly amendment, make it
a line of
of
credit?
credit of $500,000.
Okay, so Mr. Clerk will make the amendment of changing it from a lump sum loan to a line of
Right, so the initial motion was made by Councilwoman Sterrill and Galvin.
Yeah,
The question,
line of credit.
the question is, the individuals who made the motion and second the motion, would you still make your motion and second the motion with the amendments made by Vice Mayor Bien-Aimé?
Can you read the amendment?
The amendment is basically to change the term from loan into loan, however, line of credit, a line of credit loan, just to add that language.
And extend it from 2 years to 4 years instead.
Okay, so the amendment would be extended from 2 years to 4 years, and the language would be a $500,000 line of credit loan.
to MOCA.
Line of credit loan to MOCA?
Yeah.
Yes.
that
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And that's a yes from you, Councilman Galvin, the second?
I'll
So,
accept that.
so the motion was made by Councilwoman Sterrill. It was seconded by Councilman Galvin, and with the amendment that was just read into the record.
Correct.
Okay, roll call.
Roll call vote. Councilman Galvin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sterrill,
Yes.
Mayor Joseph.
Yes.
I have like 4 different titles here for you. And Vice Mayor Bieneme.
Yes.
Item passes 5-0 with the amendments. Tab M. Proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, urging the Miami-Dade County Commissioners to accept the redesignation and reallocation of $5 million associated with project number 19 recreational facility of the Miami-Dade County Building Better Communities General Obligation Bond financing from Rux Park to Cadney North Park project, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Move approval.
Second.
Public hearing is open.